We begin with Ma Tovu on page 110.
Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Vani berov chastecha, avo veitecha, Eshtahavel heichal kodshecha, beiratecha, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti, me'on beitecha, umekom mishkan kevodecha, mishkan kevodecha, vani ashtahave, vechra, evracha lifnei Adonai, osi, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Vani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon, Elohim berov chazdecha, Elohim berov chazdecha, Haneni be'emet ishecha, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Wow. We can all go home. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
It's been so exciting. We have so many new members over the last couple years, and it's really wonderful when one of them shares with you a great joke. So I tried this out on Friday night. It won't be new to all of you, but let's see how it goes. So on the high holidays, it's a lot about the tickets, right? Did you get the tickets? Do you show the tickets? Getting in, and our wonderful usher corps that makes it all happen, guiding people to their seats. So one Rosh Hashanah, Mrs. Feigelstein, who was not a member of the synagogue, needed to get a message to her sister, who was sitting, in the front row. So she's standing at the door, I got to get in. Well, the rabbi's about to preach. It is not a good moment. She's haggling back and forth with the usher. I cannot wait to the end of services. I have to get this urgent message to my sister. Finally, the usher throws up his hands and says, okay, you can go in, but don't you dare let me catch you praying. Okay.
Yeah.
A little better than Friday.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
very much hope that we catch you praying many times, whatever that means to you, but really that the joy and the majesty and the inspiration of this morning just can go right inside to your neshama. Just letting you know where the other clergy are. We have Rabbi Molbaum doing a reader service in the chapel, amazing stuff going on up there, and then the tots are with Mayor, and so there's a ton going on in the building, and soon all the clergy will be here together. But know that under this beautiful roof, there's lots of light and energy. So we are going to rise on page 142 for the Baraku.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Vaed.
Bottom of page 144. Or Chadash. Or not. Let's read together. In love, you bring light to the earth and all of its creatures. Your goodness renews the creation each day. Infinite, varied, and rich are your works. Divine artist, all of them wrought with wisdom. The whole earth is teeming with life. Awestruck by the universe, work of your hands, let all life bless you, praise you, and celebrate the beauty of your light.
Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot.
Top of 147. Let's do this one responsively, back and forth. I'll begin. I am the blossom pressed in a book, found again after 200 years.
I am the maker, the lover, and the keeper.
When the young girl who starves sits down to a table, she will sit beside me.
I am the food on the prisoner's plate.
I am the water rushing to the wellhead, filling the pitcher until it spills.
I am the patient gardener on the dry and weedy garden.
I am the stone step, the latch, the working hinge.
I am the heart contracted by joy, the longest hair white before the rest.
I am there in the basket of fruit presented to the widow.
I am the musk rose opening unattended, the fern on the boggy summit.
I am the one whose love overcomes you, already with you, when you think to call my name. Together, all life springs from a single fountainhead.
Listen, Israel, know the oneness at the heart
of multiplicity.
With love and reverence, bear witness to Makor HaChaim.
148. Together in the middle, bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth. Lead us with upright pride to the land that is ours. For you are a God of miracles and wonders. From all the peoples of the earth, you sought us out and brought us near to your great enduring truth. So with love we acknowledge and proclaim that you are one. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
Page 150, the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim.
seated. 152.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בעם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת.
On 159, I offer now the words of Rabbi Arnold J. Wolf. In terms of generationally, he sort of spans between Rudin and Davidson. He wrote, I try to walk the road of Judaism. Embedded in that road, there are many jewels. One is marked Sabbath, and one civil rights, and one kashrut, and one honor your parents, and one study of Torah, and one you shall be holy. There are at least 613 of them, and they are all different shapes and sizes and weights. Some are light and easy for me to pick up, and I pick them up. Some are too deeply embedded for me, so far at least, though I get a little stronger by trying to extricate the jewels as I walk the street. Let's read this together now. Some, perhaps, I shall never be able to pick up. I believe that God expects me to keep on walking Judaism street
and to carry away whatever I can of its commandments. I do not believe that God expects me to lift what I cannot, nor may I condemn my fellow Jew who may not be able to pick up even as much as I can.
164. Mi chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך על שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו והמלכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופדייכנו ממך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
166, please rise.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Velohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה זוכרנו לחיים מלך חפץ בחיים והוטבנו בספר החיים למענך אלוהים חיים זוכרנו לחיים מלך חפץ חיים ועטפנו בספר החיים למענך אלוהים חיים מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה מי כמוך אל הרחמים זוהר לחיים זוהר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים לחיים ברחמים ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Please be seated. Especially with the grandeur of these tunes, these melodies, it reminds us of that way we think about God as being so far away, so high above. But we're taught in this season, Hamelech Basadeh, the king is in the field, that holiness dwells right here. right here inside that conversation that's waiting to happen between who we are and who we want to be, the conversation we're needing to have with loved ones, the conversation in the world, Hamelech Basadeh, Holy One, you are close in this season. And so, as we prepare to hear the words of Unatana Tokef, awesome words, frightening words, humbling words, let us remember that their purpose is to enliven us, quicken our pace a little bit, and bring us to the power and the potential of this day. 174.
Unatane tokef kedushat hayom ihunora ve'ayom uvotina
Let us proclaim the power of this day, a day whose holiness awakens deepest awe and inspires highest praise for your dominion. For your throne is a throne of love, your reign a reign of truth together.
In truth, you are judge and plaintiff, counselor and witness. You inscribe and seal, you record and recount. You remember all that we have forgotten. And when you open the book of memories, it speaks for itself. For every human hand leaves its mark, an imprint like no other.
176. And so a great shofar will cry, Tekiah, and a still small voice will be heard. Angels, in a whirl of fear and trembling, will say together, Behold, the day of judgment. For they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not blameless. All who come into the world pass before you, like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock, when it passes beneath the staff, you count and consider every life.
You set bounds, you decide destiny, you inscribe judgments.
178.
Berosh Hashana yikatevun, yikatevun, uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun, yechatemun.
On Rosh Hashanah, it is written, on the fast of Yom Kippur, it is sealed.
How many will pass away from this world,
and how many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water?
Berosh Hashana yikatevun, yikatevun, uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun, yechatemun.
who by famine, and who by drought, who by earthquake, and who by plague, who by strangling, and who by stoning.
Berosh Hashana Yikatevun, Yikatevun, Uvyom Tzom Kippur Yehatemun, Yehatemun.
Who will rest, and who will wander? Who will be tranquil, and who will be troubled? Who will be calm, and who tormented? Who will live in poverty, and who in prosperity? Who will be humbled, and who exalted?
Berosh Hashana Yikatevun, Yikatevun, Uvyom Tzom Kippur Yehatemun, Yehatemun.
At the top of page 80, we read 180. We read together. But through return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree.
Uteshuva, utefila, utzedaka, mavirin et ra agzera.
We rise and turn to page 184 for Kiddush Hashem.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, keshem shemagdishim oto bishmei marom, kakatov al yad neviecha, v'kara ze el ze ve'amar. Adir Adirenu, Adonai Adoneinu, Ma Adir Shimcha Bechol Haaretz. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshiach הוא ישמיענו ברחמיו לעיני כל החי. לדור הדור, הללויה, לדור ודור, הללויה.
Page 190. And so, in your holiness, give the righteous the gift of a vision for a bright day with joy, a world where evil has no voice and the rule of malevolence fades like wisps of smoke. Together, good people everywhere will celebrate the stunning sight of arrogance gone from the earth. 192, in the middle of the page.
קדוש אתה ונורא שמך ואין אלוה מבדלך, ככתוב, ויגבה אדוני צבאות במשפט, והאל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה. You are holy, your name is awe, there is nothing divine beyond you. As the prophet Isaiah taught, the source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh.
196.
Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Ya'aleh v'Yavo v'Yagir v'Yira'eh v'Yiratzeh, v'Yishama v'Yipaked v'Yizacher zichronenu v'Ptokdenu, v'Zichron Avotenu v'Imotenu, v'Zichron Yerushalayim ir Kodshecha, v'Zichron kol amcha Beit Yisrael lefanecha lefleitat l'tova, lechen, l'chesed, u'lerachamim, l'chaim, u'l'shalom, b'yom hazikaron hazeh. In English, together.
Our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us descend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness. Together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel, may we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen.
Eternal God, remember us. Ufokdenu vo livracha. Be mindful of us. V'hoshienu vo l'chaim. And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing.
You may be seated just for a few moments. As I mentioned, in a few moments, we will begin the first of the 3 shofar sections of our Rosh Hashanah service. This section is called Malchuyot, translated to kingship. We will mark it with the singing of the prayer known as the Great Aleinu. Rabbi Art Green teaches, the shofar sound represents prayer beyond words, an intensity of longing that can be articulated only in a wordless shout. But the order of the sounds, according to one interpretation, contains the message in quite explicit terms. Each series of the shofar blasts, teaches Rabbi Green, begins with tekiah, a whole sound. It is followed by a shevarim, a 3-way broken sound whose very name means breakings. I started off whole, the shofar speech says, and I became broken. Then follows a teruah, a staccato series of blast fragments saying, as Art Green teaches, I was entirely smashed to pieces. But each series has to end with a new tekiah, promising wholeness once more. Rabbi Yaakov Krantz Zatzal, also known as the Dubno Magid, teaches that the shofar is not a superstitious charm. It works by virtue of the thoughts that it awakens within us. And he shares this story to demonstrate that. A poor farmer had a wealthy uncle who lived in the city and who invited him for a visit. Thrilled with the invitation, the farmer wasted no time setting out for his rich uncle's home. When he arrived, he was greeted warmly and led immediately into a large dining hall with a long table. As they spoke and shared stories about family, the uncle picked up a brass bell and clanged it. Immediately, a troop of servants emerged from side doors with trays of appetizers. The farmer had never seen such enticing food in his life. The servants returned to the kitchen quarters, and the two relatives continued their conversation. Later, the uncle rang the bell once again, and the servants reappeared, taking away the old trays and bringing the new ones with the first course. The farmer's eyes bulged. He had never seen such enormous quantities of food and such dedicated service. This pattern continued throughout the evening. Each time the uncle rang the bell, the entourage of servants answered his call, removing the old food and replacing it with the new. And with each ring of the bell, the poor farmer was more amazed. When it was time to leave, the farmer thanked his uncle heartily and made a stop at a local store before rushing home. When he arrived, he woke up his wife and excitedly told her, "You'll never believe what I did." "What?" she asked. "I spent our very last penny." "You did what?" "Don't worry," he said. "I spent it on something you will thank me 1,000,000 times for buying. Here, look." And he took out of his pouch a brass bell just like his uncle's. "This," the farmer said, "is a magic bell." His wife looked at him like he was crazy. Undaunted, the man said, "You'll see. All you have to do is ring it, and immediately servants will come out and serve us the most exquisite food, which we can eat until our heart's content." Of course, the servants didn't appear. The bell possessed no magic. It only worked when used as a signal to servants already waiting in the wings. We are reminded of this story when we think of the shofar that has sounded many times on Rosh Hashanah. Some people think, like the farmer, that the sound of the shofar itself will do everything for them. They think that they may continue to go about their business, there being no need to change their way of life and daily conduct. The shofar sounded here will surely bring them a happy new year. But like the bell in the story, the shofar is but the sound of a summons. It has a message. Wake up, you sleepers. Think about your ways. Return to God. Return to yourselves. Perhaps this is why immediately after the shofar is sounded, we exclaim, "Happy are the people who understand the meaning of the sound of the shofar. They walk in your light, O God." And so I invite this morning, as we listen to the majestic sound of the great Aleinu and of the shofar, to meditate about your response to the call. How will you be awakened this year? How will you respond? How will your soul be awakened? And how will you be brought back to wholeness? We continue on page 202. Please rise as we sing the great Aleinu.
Wait.
La'Adonai. לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים.
We remain standing and turn to page 205. Ribono shel olam, power of all, have compassion on the souls of Israel. Open their hearts to do tshuva before you. Open their souls for the sake of returning to you.
Dwell on each sound of the shofar. Contemplate its meaning. Tekiah, one whole note. Shvarim teruah, 3 broken notes. Toot, toot, toot. 9 staccato notes. Toot, 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 toot. Tekiah, one whole note. My return to the right path is the power to make me whole again. Tekiah, once I was whole. Shvarim teruah, in the wear and tear of living, I have become broken and shattered. Tekiah, my teshuvah has the power to make me whole again.
Together, blessed are hearts that respond to the majestic music of the shofar. Blessed is the gift of life, the power of renewal that brings us to this day. 206.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Ha'olam Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar.
Amen.
Tekiah, Shevarim teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, אל רם ונישא. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, אל רם ונישא. מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב
תקיעתנו, מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב לכל תקיעתנו, ותקבל ברחמים וברצון, סדר מלכיותנו.
We'll ask you to remain standing if you're able for just a few more minutes, because we're about to bestow upon you the most ancient blessing we have, the priestly blessing. And if you listen, each of the three ends with the sound cha, which means you. You know, in English, do you mean y'all or singular? In Hebrew, cha is singular. So as we offer this blessing upon you, we really invite you to consider what is the blessing that you are needing for this year. What does Chance the Rapper say? Are you ready for your blessing? So you have to know what you're asking for, so really focus on it. So it's a very, very particular blessing, very, very unique to each of us. But then it's so grand, it's so communal. First 3 words like the 3 patriarchs, then 5 words like each of the sayings on each of the tablets of the covenant, and then 7 words like the weeks of creation, like the flames on the menorah. So we stand as individuals, getting ready to receive the blessing that only we can receive, but also the blessing that we need each other for. And so if it feels right, you could hold a hand of someone next to you, or just, if you don't know them so well, just look them in the eye. We're standing here together in whatever way you want to connect.
Or if there's someone who has a tallis on, share the tallis fringe. Hold the tallis fringe of your neighbor. Where am I standing?
יברך אדוני וישמרך.
May you know God's blessings of shelter and of care.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה.
May you receive the light of God's kindness and grace.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך Shalom.
May God's countenance be clear, be apparent to you. Every time you look into the face of another human being, a loved one, a friend, a stranger, you must know that you're looking into the face of God and that you carry the face of God as well. May that closeness to God bring you the ultimate blessing, the blessing of peace.
Amen. Amen.
We turn to page 223 for our Torah service, calling up our... Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Don't worry, you have some time, guys. You may be seated. Phew.
216.
We're on 216.
In the middle of page 216, please join with us in the singing of B'Sefer Chaim.
B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, Beracha v'Shalom u'Farnasa Tova. B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, Beracha ופרנסה טובה. ניזכר וניכתב לפניך, לפניך. ניזכר וניכתב לפניך, לפניך. אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל, לחיים טובים ולשלום בספר חיים.
The book of life.
בספר חיים, ברמך ושלום ופרנסה טובה. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
Amen.
Amen.
So now we rise again. We're on page 223. And also just a note that if standing is ever uncomfortable, of course, anyone who needs to can sit down. But for now, let's rise 223, calling up our ark openers and all of our Torah holders.
Take your time.
Look at that beautiful group. Such a wonderfully big group this year.
Page 223. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful. We don't hear your voices. Let us hear your voices.
Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu V'al Olaleinu V'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kale Dever V'cherev Ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger. Avinu Malkeinu Kale Kol Tsar Umastin Me'aleinu. Cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu Kotvenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu Chanenu Vanenu Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim. Aseh Imanu Tzedakah V'Chesed V'Hoshi'enu. Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu Hamol Aleinu Ve'alol Aleinu Ve'tapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kotveinu Besefer Chaim Tovim, Avinu Malkeinu, Hadesh Aleinu, Hadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Oneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu masim.
227.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai. Malachutecha malachut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor vador. Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Afarachamim eitiv avirtzonecha et Zion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim ki v'chal Adon Olamim.
Top, page 228. We could say this about every prayer we offer, but I'm going to say it about this one. There's no prayer as important as this one. This is the most important. 13 divine attributes of forgiveness. It's so real. There's nothing that's more palpable in our lives, more important to the love and the peace in our homes than this prayer. We'll recite it 3 times. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh. We need your voices. You need your voices. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh. Last time. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai Tzion Romema Shemo Yachdav.
Go to your places. You know where you're going? Do you not know? Do you have it right? Yeah. You're taking it.
Kol bashamayim uvaretz, kol bashamayim uvaretz, Adonai hamamlacha, ve'mitnaseh lechol rosh. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהים אלוהינו רוממו. והשתחוו להר קודשו, להשתחוו להר קודשו, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב,
Please be seated.
This morning, our Torah reading comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 21. Together, we'll hear the story of the birth of our patriarch Isaac. His Hebrew name, Yitzchak, comes from the root that means to laugh, to symbolize the joy his birth has brought to his parents, Abraham and Sarah. This year, our Temple Beth-El families welcomed in many new lives. Our community is delighted to share in joy and laughter with the families of Eliana Ramo, Haley Miller, Ruby Hirsch, Richard Brook, Adina Sentner, Shoshana Ross, Ava Herzog, Shayna Warshaw, Jenna Mostel, Neely Nassau, Lou Cedar, Lionel Kessner, Miles Einhorn, Madeline Gebhardt, Olivia Salter, Tristan Rappaport, Cody Greenberg, Ella Slepian, and Lucy Laitman. We are excited for all of these babies and their families and loved ones, and we wish all of you and these babies New Year's filled with love, health, happiness, and lots of laughter. Our Torah reading can be found in your Machzor beginning on page 238.
Okay, a few requests. First of all, there might be a few of you in here who have never actually been close to a Torah, never been able to hold a yad and follow along in the Torah. If you haven't had that opportunity, you have one right now. Come up to the, no, I'm kidding. Don't come up here. Maybe this will be next year. But go to one of these two tables. It's really important that we have a bunch of people, Jews, standing around these Torahs. You'll be very close to the Torah. You're not missing out anything here.
And you won't be in the spotlight either.
Some of you, I'm sure there's some people over here in the social hall who want to join Randy and Erwin to be close to a Torah. Nice, Mel, David. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I'd want to ask our Torah chanters to come up to the Bima. Adam Sanders, Josh Oken, Rebecca Watman, and Sophia, if you're coming with your mom. Rabbi Mobaum, who's here. The Zieglers, and Marty Silver, Grandpa, Jordan, Zach, and Benny. Tracy Feldman, and Josh Rabani, and Josh Davis. All of you come on up to the Bima. Come to the Bima, come. I know you're all speedy. I loved your introduction, Rabbi Mobaum. It makes perfect sense. I assume she connected the dots that we celebrate all of the new children in our community, all of them who we know about, and the same time that we read in the Parsha about our first Jewish boy, you could say, Jewish child. Okay.
So, for the honor of the first Aliyah, it's a joy to call up the Kupferbergs. Yay, we get all of you. Come on up, Mark and Ina and Hillary and Kara. And Robert.
Adam, where are you? Adam and Josh, come up here. Adam's first. Wait, hold on a second. Get us organized. Hello, sir. Here, Adam. Come up here. Just, you're not going to start until after the blessing. Beautiful. Come close, guys. Come close. On three. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Adonai pakad et Sarah kasher amar vayas Adonai la Sarah kasher diber Ashar vateled Sarah l'Avraham ben li zekunav lahed asher diber oto Elohim. Vayikra Avraham et Shem beno hanolad lo asher yolda lo Sarah Yitzchak. Vayamal Abraham et Yitzhak beno ben Shemana Yamal Kaasher Tziva Oto Elohim Ve'Avraham Be'me'at Shana Behilelo et Yitzhak beno Ve'tomer Sarah Zichok Asa li Elohim Kol HaShomeya Yitzhak li.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And for the second aliyah, aliyah shniya, calling up the Chris's. Beautiful. Ya'amdu la aliyah shniya.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarach. Baruch Adonai hamvarach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bochor banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Vatomer mi milel Lavraham Heini kavanim Sarah ki eladati Vein zekunav Vayigdal hayeled Vayigamal Vayas Avraham Mishteh gadol Vayom Higamel et Yitzchak Vateres Sarah et Ben Hagar HaMitzrit Asher Yalda Lavraham Mitzachek Vatomer Lavraham Garesh Ha'ama hazot v'et bana ki lo yiras ben ama hazot im bani im Yitzchak vayera hadavar me'od b'nei Avraham al odot beno vayomer Elohim El Avraham Al Yerah B'einecha Al Hanar V'al Amatecha Kol Asher Tomar Elecha Sarah Shama B'kola Ki V'Yitzchak Yikare Lecha Sarah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tzokenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
And for the third Aliyah, calling up the seagulls, Larry and Pat. Ya'amdu la'aliyah shlishit.
We're on verse 13 if you're following along.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bo habonu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. V'gam et ben ha'ama legoy asimenu ki zarachahu. Vayashkem Avraham baboker. Vayikach lechem v'chemot mayim. Vayitein el Hagar. Sam al shichma ve'et hayeled val shacheha. Vatelech vateta b'midbar be'er sheva. Vayichlu hamayim min hachemet. V'tashlech et hayeled tachat achad hasichim. Vatelech vateshev la mineged. Harchech kim tachavei kashet. Ki amra al bemot hayeled. Vateshev mineged, vatisa et kola, vatefk. Vayishma Elohim et kol hanar, vayikra. Malach Elohim el Hagar min hashamayim, vayomer la malach Hagar, al tir'i, ki shama Elohim el kol hanar, ba'asher hu sham. Kumi se'i et hanar, v'hachaziki et yadech bo, ki legoy gadol asimenu.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan lanu Torot emet, v'chakei olam, natan b'natenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
And for the fourth Aliyah, Phil and Sharon Ross. Ya'amdu la'aliyah revi'it.
Vayivkach Elohim.
We have to do a blessing first. Out of the gate.
It's all right. We're excited. Okay. Yay, the Ross is first.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Vayivkach Elohim et eineho, vatei be'er mayim, vatelech vatmalei et hachemet mayim, vatash et hanar.
Vayahi Elohim et Hanar, Vayigdal, Vayeshev Bamidbar, Vayahi Roveh Kashat, Vayeshev Bamidbar, Paran, Vatikach lo imo Isha Me'eretz Mitzrayim.
Vayehi
Ba'et hahi vayomer el Avimelech. Ufichol sar tziva'o el Avraham lemor Elohim imcha. Ufichol asar asher ata oseh.
Ve'ata yishav li ve'Elohim hena ulani im tishgor li ulanini ulanachdi kachesed asher asiti imadi tase imadi ve'im haaretz asher garta ba vayomer Avraham Anohi Hishaveya.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'kotenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Beautifully done, gentlemen. Gentlemen, beautifully done.
3 generations right there. For the honor of the 5th Aliyah, Todd and Beth, Shulman Laurel.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'yochiach Avraham et Avimelech al odot be'er hamayim asher gazlu avdei Avimelech. Vayomer Avimelech lo yadati mi asa et hadavar hazeh v'gam ata lo higadatali li v'gam anoki lo shamati bilti hayom. Vayikach Avraham zon uvakar vayitain la'Avimelech v'ikritu shnehem berit vayatziv Avraham et sheva kivsot hadzon levad hen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
All right. Josh Rabani and Josh Davis come up.
So what happens when an adult bat mitzvah class turns into an adult confirmation class and then continues to study together for 26 years? Come on, this is what happens. It looks good. Ya'amdu la'aliyah shlishit. Shishit. We're not.
Yes, 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 yes. Do you see where you are?
Anyone ready? Hey, come close to each other. Okay. Judy. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bochar banu mikol ha'amim, v'notamanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Avimelech el Avraham, Ma'ena Sheva Kevasot ha'elech asher hitzavta levadana. Vahayomer ki et Sheva Kevasot tikach miadi ba'avur tili le'eda ki chafarti et ha'be'er hazot al ken kara lemakom hahu be'er shava ki sham nishbe'u shnehem.
Vayikretu Berit Biver Shava Vayakom Avimelech Ufichol Sartzva'u Vayashuvu El Eretz Plishtim Vayita Eshel Biver Shava Vayakam Shah Beshem Adonai El Olam Vayigar Abraham B'Tela Be'eretz Plishtim Yamim Rabbi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. And we know Glenda Artsis is standing right here with you.
And Iris is home, I think.
And Iris. And Jerry. There's a lot with you right now. And Sandy.
So I would like first to ask everyone who had an aliyah to rise. Everyone who came to the Torah in the last 20 minutes to rise. I'd like to ask all of our Torah readers to come close. You Torah readers, I want to mention you again. Adam Sanders, Josh Oken, Sophia Watman, Rabbi Mobam, the Zieglerds, Marty Silver, Jordan, Zachary, and Benny. We were together in Jerusalem in December. Tracy Feldman, Josh Rabani. Where are you, Josh? There you are. And Josh Davis. There you are. Rebecca, I said you, didn't I? I said so, Sophia? All right, well, we're living through our children. I meant Rebecca. Okay. I want everyone to rise because I want to offer a Misha Berach. And I want to offer this Misha Berach in particular I want to start with all of you who studied Torah together, studied life together, learned from each other mostly, learned to grow your souls grander, more open, and more connected. I want to emphasize all of you who chant Torah. Somehow we've convinced you, brainwashed you, into thinking that by mastering a single letter of Torah, you're becoming greater. There's some potential to touch the heavens when you've mastered a letter and a word of Torah that doesn't exist until you've had that experience. I want to use this moment to inspire every one of us to find our letter. At Moses, at Mount Sinai, there were 600,000 Jews at Sinai. There are 600,000 letters. That might be some clever or counting, but there's a letter for every one of us. Don't underestimate the power of your letter. The search to find your letter. It's there. It's ready to shine a light inside of you and beyond you. Misha Berach, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. Bless our journeyers, our spiritual seekers. Bless our community with the passion for love, with the passion and the wisdom and the dedication to make Torah a path of love. May we all go inside, point inside to try to find that spark within, and know that as we look more seriously, more intentionally for that spark within, we raise sparks for the people around us, and let us say, Amen.
So as the Torah is still before us, we take a moment to turn to page. Take a moment to sit down, first and foremost. And we turn to page 245. The power of Torah is a healing power. And so as we offer the words of the Mishaberach, we call into our minds, into our hearts, all those we're thinking of in need of healing of any kind. 245.
Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We'll now raise the Torah and dress the Torah. The blessings for that can be found on the bottom of page 246. And it's our real joy to call up Len Schiff, who'll be raising the Torah, who's doing a lot of heavy lifting around here in general, and Jen Still Schiff.
For all of those who are admiring our Shema, our high holiday fall Shema, Len is singularly responsible, and incredible gratitude and incredible talent and brilliance in constructing and helping us make this happen. So let's all rise as we raise the Torah.
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Israel al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai 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 lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai.
You may be seated. And We now call up the Limmers, Shelley and Steve, who will be offering the blessings and translation for our Haftarah, which begin on page 247.
Before, please come up, I just want to say a couple of things. Last year, we began a new tradition of inviting our wonderful religious school students who had their B'nai Mitzvah to help us chant portions of the Haftarah. And for this morning, it's my honor to invite Adina Feldman, Dana Kagan, and Maya Maring. You can come stand right behind me to offer blessings. Thank you, Stephen and Shelley. They're going to offer the blessings before and after the Haftarah. And then the English translation. Please come to stand on this side over here, on my side. Yeah, over here. Yes, thank you. So, oh, you guys go. Sorry, I'm giving you. Yeah, wherever you're more comfortable. You guys can stand over there. For Adina, do you want to chat over there?
We continue on page 247. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha b'neviim tovim, v'ratza v'divreihem hane'marim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'torah u'v'moshe avdo, u'v'yisrael amo, u'v'nviei hamet v'tzedek.
Amen. Adina.
ותקם חנה אחרי אכלה בשילה ואחרי שתו ואלי הכהן יושב על הכיסא על מזוזה עתך לאדוני והיא מרת נפש ותתפלל אל אדוני וברכו תבכה ותדור נדר ותאמר אדוני צבאות אמרו תראה ואני אמתך וזכרתני ולא תשכח את אמתך ונתת לאמתך זרע נשים ונתתיו לאדוני כל ימי חייו ומורה לא יעלה על ראשו והיה כי הרבתה להתפלל לפני אדוני ואלי שומר את פיה וחנה היא מדברת על ליבה רק שפתיה נאות וקולה לא ישמע וחשביה אלי לשקורה ויאמר אליה אלי עד מתי תשתכרין הסירי את עינך מעלייך
ותתפלל חנה ותאמר עלת ליבי באדוני רמה קרני באדוני רחב פי על אויבי כי שמחתי בשורתך אין קדוש כאדוני כי אין בלתך ואין צור כאלוהינו אל תרבו תדברו גבוהה גבוהה יצא עתק מפיהם כי אין דעו אדוני ולא נתקנו עלילות Hasidah Yishmor Ushayim Bachoshad Yidamu Kilo Vecholach Yigbarish Adonai Yechatu Medirav Alav Bishamam Yimyaim Adonai Adin Afse Aretz Veitanos Laman Kol Veyareh Kerem Meshicho.
And Hannah prayed, saying, "Through the eternal my heart knows joy. Through the eternal my horn is raised. My mouth opens wide against my foes, for I exult in your deliverance. There is nothing holy like the eternal, and there is nothing beside you, and there is no rock like our God. Speak no more in lofty tones. Let arrogance leave your mouths. All-knowing is the eternal God, whose deeds cannot be measured. The bows of the mighty are broken, while those who falter find strength. Those who were full sell themselves for bread, and the hungry hunger no more. The one who is barren bears 7, and the mother of many is bereaved. The eternal is the maker of death and life, takes down to Sheol and brings back up. The eternal makes poverty and wealth, casts low and raises aloft, lifts the poor from the dust, causes the needy to rise from dung heaps and dwell among princes, and then places them on thrones of honor. For pillars of the earth belong to the eternal, who founded the world upon them, who watches over the steps of the faithful while turning evildoers silent in the darkness. For not by power shall a human being prevail. The eternal shatters foes, thunders against them in the heavens. The eternal judges the earth from end to end. So may God give strength to the sovereign and raise high the horn of God's anointed."
We continue on page 259. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, tzor kol olamim, tzaddik b'chol hadarot, ha'el ha'ne'eman homer v'yoseh ha'medaber u'mekayim, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nevi'im v'al yom hazikaron hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, v'chavod u'tifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mavarachim otach, yitbarach shemcha b'fi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed, u'devarach ha'emet v'kayam la'ad. Baruch atah Adonai, melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh Yisrael v'yom hazikaron.
Amen.
So a father and son are heading down a hill in the heat of the day, and they can see in the distance that there's a figure coming towards them, dressed in black, bent over. The guy gets a little closer, and they see he has a huge, huge bag on his shoulder. He's sweating. He gets right up to them. He throws it off, wipes his brow. And the son, he looks at the bag, he says, "What's inside?" "Oh," the man says, "my little stove, it ran out of fuel, so I spent the entire day over there in the valley digging for coal." And when he points, they can see that his hands they're stained black. And the boy looks in the bag again. He says, "Sir, I think you have a little more room in there. You could probably fit a little more coal." "Ha," says the man, "someday you'll grow up, you'll know what it is to schlep, and you will be happy with a little coal and a little fire in a little oven." And he picks up the bag and schleps, tired by tired step, up the hill. We are all carrying bags of coal, looking to light a spark, to create enough warmth to sustain ourselves and our loved ones, trudging in the heat of the day up over the hill. Unatan et tokef kirushat hayom. Our high holiday liturgy does not whitewash the weightiness and vulnerability of what it means to be a human being. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed. Who will live and who will die? Who will be made humble and who will be raised up? In our tradition, Rosh Hashanah is known as Yom Hadin, the Day of Judgment. Unlike Yom Kippur, which is a personal and communal Day of Atonement, the celebration of the new year, teach our sages, is a global moment, a planetary rite of passage, a day in which each and every human being passes before our planet's creator like a sheep before the shepherd. Picture it, billions of people, one by one by one. Rosh Hashanah is a day when all humankind is called to ask, for what have we striven? Where do we stand? Indeed, the weight on our backs is heavy. 700 million people in the world today live in extreme poverty. And in more than 2 billion, that's a third of humanity, live oppressed in autocratic states. As temperatures continue to rise, wildfires rage across the globe, this summer as far north as the Arctic Circle. Genocide in Myanmar and more than 10,000 nuclear weapons stockpiled among the nations. Here in the US, we harbor roughly 100 active white nationalist and neo-Nazi groups. Mass shootings, all manner of gun violence, and as of just a few weeks ago, still about 500 immigrant children, some younger than the age of 4, were still separated from their parents. According to a bipartisan poll conducted by the George W. Bush Institute this past June, 50% of Americans agree with this statement, quote, "The US is in real danger of becoming a non-democratic country." So what keeps you up at night? Terrorism, racism, fears about your own health or that of someone you love, stress at work, estrangement in your family relationships? God knows there are so many insomnia-inducing challenges from which to choose. As we pass beneath the divine staff, we all have our burdens, our bag of coal to bear. So the father and son continue on down the hill, and it isn't long before they see another figure coming towards them. Also dressed in black, also bent over. This one comes close and they can see that he too, big old bag on his shoulder. But when he gets even closer, they see even though he's sweating, he's smiling from ear to ear. His eyes are dancing. So he takes that heavy bag, lands with a resounding crash. And of course, the little boy asks. Very good, very good. He says, you'll never guess what happened. I was digging in the field down there in the valley for turnips for my family, and I found treasure. Diamonds. Hundreds of diamonds. I don't know how I got so lucky. Now I can throw my daughter's beautiful weddings, and I can build a gorgeous house for my family. And the boy sneaks over, looks inside. You know, he says, I think you still have a little more room in there. Couldn't you find a few more diamonds? The man takes his warm hand and puts it on the boy's shoulder, and then he bends down to look him right in the eye. He says, you know, I scoured every inch of that valley, but you're young. Your eyes are sharper than mine. I bet if you go down there, roll up your sleeves and dig in, you may just find your own treasure. And then he takes the heavy bag, flips it on his shoulder, and continues on his way, bounding, whistling, almost dancing up the hill. So what happens if we roll up our sleeves like that man digging for turnips? What if we, on this new year, train our eyes to look from a different perspective, beyond the dirt and dust of the day, to see our own life struggles from an aerial view, and then rise up even further, as if to witness our planet from afar, from the vantage point of the centuries, as we spin and catapult through space. Standing now on this Yom Hadin, this universal moment of assessment, I ask with greater curiosity than I have before, where does humanity stand? What have we made of ourselves? Have we answered the call to squeeze the potential out of each and every year? In response to these questions, I'll share with you some data from Steven Pinker's book, Enlightenment Now, the thickest in my stack of sabbatical reading, and certainly the most influential. I want to thank my brother for recommending it. He ran a marathon and then came here, literally, and for my beautiful family for being here. So many of the insights and information in this sermon come directly from this book. Like Moses hiding in the cleft of the rock, only able to see God's goodness after the Holy One has passed by, human progress, as Pinker puts it, is easy to miss in real time when you're actually living through it. Think about this. Did you know that not even 300 years ago, mid-18th century, the average human life expectancy, take a guess, 29. Man, I didn't even go to rabbinical school till I was 30. And in the mid-1700s, 30 to 50% of children died before their 5th birthday. So many medical breakthroughs, heroes from among our people who in their own way have saved and uplifted humanity. Abel Wallman, nice Jewish boy, born 1892, saved 177 million lives through the chlorination of water. Now let's look at poverty and famine. In 200 years, the percentage of the world's population living in extreme poverty has gone from 90% to 10%. Of course, the scourge of poverty is real in our own nation, right here in Great Neck, and in the world as a whole. But today, an hour of labor can buy more food and health and education than ever before. In 2011, more than 90% of American households living below the poverty line had electricity, running water, flush toilets, a refrigerator, a stove, and a color TV. We are the first society in history where the poor people are overweight. What about literacy and education? In the 1820s, more than 80% of the world illiterate. Today, 2 centuries later, 80% of the planet is able to read. R-E-S-P-E-C. Thank you, Mayor. We miss you already, Aretha. What about women's rights? Yes, Me Too and gender inequity, they're all too real, but progress has been made, and we owe it to ourselves to take stock. There are likely those in this room who can remember a time when a woman in our country could not own a credit card in her own name or had to look for a job in the help-wanted female section. Today, women make up 47% of the labor force and are the majority of university students. Continuing in this theme of human rights, not so long ago, homosexual acts used to be a criminal offense in pretty much every country in the world. My children, they can't even conceive of such a stigma. It just makes no sense to them. In the vast majority of the populated world, barbaric customs, formerly just part of normal society, have been abolished. Heretic burning, dueling, eunuchs, harems, foot binding, freak shows, laughing at the mentally ill, public executions, and witch dunking. And while the threat of terror certainly does exist today, we forget that terror used to be the baseline. As Steven Pinker puts it, quote, "Terror about terrorism is a sign not of how dangerous society has become, but of how safe." I know. Many of us have heard these kind of numbers before, and it is generally understood that, thank God, human beings are evolving, society is growing more sophisticated. Yet somehow, taking in all of this data in recent months has left me changed. I don't know why exactly, but this year, for me, these numbers and insights have a different valence. In his book, Future Tense, Rabbi Jonathan Sacks points out that God is first introduced to Moses not in that cleft of the rock with God passing by, but at the burning bush with the name Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, often translated, "I am what I am." But, teaches Sacks, this is a significantly wrong translation. For that phrase literally means, "I will be what I will be." Or more fundamentally, that God's name belongs in the future tense. Even with our steadfast devotion to memory, that yard-side candle over there, burning each holiday, leaving a faint dusting of smoke along our main sanctuary wall, still, above and beyond our reverence for the past, we are a people wedded to the possibilities of the future. Writes Rabbi Sacks, God's call is to that which is not yet. This is the very thing that makes Judaism unique. He continues, the Greeks, well, they believed in fate, a future determined by the past. We believe in freedom. The Greeks gave the world the concept of tragedy. Jews gave it the idea of hope. The Jewish heart lives always in the future. For us, hope is not a response to certain conditions, nor is it even an emotion. Rather, hope is a calling. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed. Uteshuva, utefila, utedaka. But repentance, prayer, and righteous action, mavirin et roa hagzera, these have untold power. In the words of Rabbi Sacks, there is no evil decree that cannot be averted, no lump of coal, no suffering that cannot be transformed into some form of meaning, of warmth, of connection, compassion, or courage. As we turn towards the new year, 5779, we live in an age of possibility, so many horizons towards which we can soar. But will we? Think of it, the sheer miracle of flight and our growing obliviousness. As comedian Louis C.K. describes, we say, it was the worst day of my life. I get on a plane and then we sit on the tarmac, 40 minutes. Oh, really? C.K. responds, then what happened? Did you fly through the air? Incredibly, like a bird? You are sitting in a chair in the sky. You are a Greek myth right now. Really, it's if we're sitting on the Kisei HaKavod, the throne of glory, right before the Holy One himself. CK continues, people say, air traffic, too slow air travel is, too annoying. New York to California, 5, 6 hours. It used to take 30 years. And a bunch of us would die on the way, get shot in the neck with an arrow. Good thing the Wright brothers aren't around to hear our complaints. They would have a word to say to us. Just as we fly through the air, we can quite literally fly through basic menial work, tasks that used to consume nearly every waking hour, every energy for creative thought. Yes, I too complain about the laundry, but then I asked my mother about washing diapers. As recently as a few decades ago, housework alone occupied almost 60 hours of the average American household's work week. As Maslow's hierarchy of needs might suggest, when we move away from the constant fight for survival, we can then embrace a search for self, the realization of our ethics and our ideals. Speaking of ideals, in 1816, what percentage of the world do you think lived in a democratic society? 1%. By 2015, that number had risen to 70%. 5 billion people living in democracies. No single country, historical event, or administration can possibly undo such progress. As we approach the midterm elections, let us not squander the hard-won blessing of democracy and our precious opportunity to vote. Author Jonathan Haidt, who we actually hope will come to Beth-El this spring to speak on a Shabbat morning, suggests in his book, The Righteous Mind, that human nature is 90% primate, competitive, individualistic, and 10% bee. Really, it's such an apt metaphor for this holiday of honey and apples. You see, bees, under the right conditions, have the capacity to transcend the self and to truly work for the good of the hive, the good of the group. As we enter into the next chapter of human history, we have the opportunity to embrace that 10% of our nature, to reach out and support each other in new ways. Democracy, along with technology, are two of the keys that will unlock the door, enabling us to do so. It's thrilling. Think of it, in parts of the world without roads, without postal service or landlines, a smartphone can enable a farmer who's struggling with drought to learn better agricultural practices, or a young child living in poverty to obtain a primary school education. As a global community, we can now share not only material resources, but something far more powerful. We can build upon each other's ideas. This is not about the impact of solitary geniuses toiling in back rooms. Rather, it's about the collaborative effort of fallible, well-meaning, hard-working, normal people. It's about us. Unetane tokef kedushat hayom. Proclaim the sacred power of this day. Ki hu nora vayom. The stakes, they couldn't be more high. So draw your deepest breath. Feel the weight of that coal in the bag on your back and stand up straight. May we not lose faith in the possibilities of the future and our dazzling human capacity for change. For today is not a day in which we pray alone. It is a day on which we stand united with all humanity. This new year, I stand before you as if on a hilltop, and not just because I'm standing on the bar mitzvah stool. Having just experienced a sabbatical in Israel, a little Jerusalem dust still in my sandals or in my pumps, as the case may be. Thank you to our wonderful, wonderful lay leadership up here, out there, and our incredible fellow clergy for making the blessing of that once-in-a-lifetime experience possible. Despite Israel's existential challenges, for me, every step on a Jerusalem sidewalk is an inspiration. every view of a desert date palm grove or a Tel Aviv high-rise a testament to our people's indomitable spirit. Today I stand before you as if on a hilltop, the beauty of a daughter's bat mitzvah now behind us. It's been almost a year. And a son who's left home. I'm older now, a little gray creeping in, surprised by the flight of time, and grateful. It is now my 10th Rosh Hashanah speaking to you from this pulpit. Standing here over the years, I have shared with you my own personal, emotional struggles, the need I see for a sense of deeper human connection here in our own community, and my alarm at the staggering environmental crisis now faced by our planet. I have spoken of the brokenness that I see in myself, in our community, and in the world. And I have tried with utmost honesty to impart some insight, some truth. But on this day of judgment, I confess to my Creator and to you, my community, that I have been guilty of the sin of despair. I have not committed myself emotionally, intellectually, or spiritually with everything that I am to Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, to the potential of the future. I have betrayed hope. I have betrayed hope when I have become overwhelmed by my own sense of inadequacy. I have betrayed hope by my own cynicism and doomsday scenarios. And I have betrayed hope when I have become paralyzed by fear. That is why this year, even in the face of the unfolding darkness in our nation and in the world, I feel called to speak to you about the light. The great brightness that I see beyond these walls, all those numbers that I shared with you just a little while ago. Thank you for your patience. But even more than this, I feel called to speak about the light that I find not so much out there, but right here within these walls. On September 5th, 1954, Rabbi Rudin taught that Rosh Hashanah is not a date in the calendar, early, late. No, the new year, said Rabbi Rudin, is within us. Us. Sitting here this morning, I say to you now, after nearly a decade here at Temple Beth-El, that it is humbling and inspiring to serve as your rabbi. And it only grows more so as I come to know you better, for I have witnessed the burdens that you carry, and even at times tried to walk the path beside you to lighten the load. Looking out at your faces this morning, I see grace and I see courage. I see heroes. I'm serious. You inspire me to reach for the future. So now let's turn back one last time to the Father and Son. And they stand there at the bottom of the hill, watching that second traveler leap and bound away, his whistle fading into the distance. And they walk in silence for a few minutes. And then the Father turns to the Son and says, you know, when you're carrying diamonds, the bag is always light. The power of a diamond is that it can take a single invisible ray of light and refract it into a rainbow of possibility. The day is long, the hill is steep, and the weight is heavy. But on this new year, 5779, let us not forget, we are all diamond carriers. This year, I pray that a portion of the words I have offered might somehow raise you up on your own journey. I pray that we all can find the strength to ascend that hill and the wisdom to sift through the dust, eyes fine-tuned for treasure. May this new year be one in which we step forth to act, to transform ourselves and our world, not from a place of fear and despair, but from a place of internal freedom, a sense of the possible. This year, may our actions and our choices be filled with light, each an expression of our courage and our faith, each an expression of our hope. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך ושפחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך ברוך אתה אדוני המלך המלך הקדוש
As we prepare for Zichronot, a few words.
Let's do a reading on page 263.
That's an awesome idea.
Page 263.
Let's do it together. A messenger from another time, a stranger here in our midst. The shofar sounds remembrance.
Remember, wherever you go, I am with you.
After the flood, in the wake of destruction, Noah discovered the rainbow.
Alone on a mountain, a knife in his hand, Abraham heard the voice of compassion.
At the end of her strength, afraid for her child, Hagar found a well in the wilderness.
Remember,
wherever you go,
I am with you.
In sounding the horn, we summon them back. Zichronot, memories of those who saw signs of your presence.
A rock gives forth water, hope can blossom in the desert.
And when loving hands lighten our darkness, you are there.
When we are caught in the thicket, feel alone or forgotten, the shofar sounds remembrance.
From the deep well of the past and the depths of our own despair, the shofar sounds remembrance. Remember, my presence goes with you and will lighten your burden.
Page 267, please rise. God of remembrance, remember the covenant of our ancestors. We reaffirm it today. Remember, we are a people of noble ideals. Help us attain them. Remember all your people, all the nations on the road to peace. Bless their efforts. Remember with mercy the binding of Isaac, the sorrow of Sarah, Abraham's words, "Here I am." Together, our memory fades, but you remember all that we have forgotten. Your presence is a throne where all things matter and nothing is lost. Baruch atah Adonai, Zocher Habrit. Blessed are you, Adonai. You remember the covenant. You remember us. Page 268.
Tikia. Shevarim teruah. Tikia. Tikia. Shevarim. Tikia. Tikia. Teruah. Tekia. Areshet Sifatenu Yerab Lefaneha El Ram Benisa. Areshet Sifatenu Yerab Lefaneha El Ram Benisa. Mevinu Mazin Mavitu Makshiv Lekol Tekiyatenu. Mevinu mazin mavitu makshiv lekol tekiyatenu. Tchabel berachamim uvratzon seder zichronotenu.
Please be seated. In a moment, we're going to call some people up, and we'll offer our prayers for the congregation, for the country, and for Israel. Before that, I want to ask Stephen Coteen and Stuart Luber to come up, because they're going to speak for a moment about what the mission, at least an important part of our mission, is. Come up, Stephen, you're on your own. Okay. Oh, Stuart's, good.
Last year, Stuart and I stood on the bema and asked this congregation, in lieu of food on Yom Kippur, to please write a check to the Brotherhood noting food pantry on it, so we would be able to keep the pantry shelves filled with food when it's wanted and in a timely manner. Through your generosity, we raised over $12,000 last year and fulfilled our mission. So we're here again asking, please be generous this year, because you made people very happy that need help.
I just wanted to speak on behalf of Brotherhood. We want to thank our clergy. We want to thank our temple leadership. We want to thank the entire congregation for supporting Brotherhood's efforts. The kinds of things that Brotherhood does in terms of tikkun olam, repair of the world, would not be possible, would not happen without your support. Recently, the food pantry at St. Al's has been moved to a different location. It's near the elevator, which helps us, but it's also been renamed. It's now the Interfaith Food Pantry. And on their new sign, they list the 3 organizations that support the pantry. They are St. Al's, they are St. Vincent de Paul, and yes, it says Temple Beth-El. And we're told on a regular basis that without the support of this congregation, it would not be possible to run the food pantry. The food pantry is open twice a month. 60 families, Great Neck residents, most with children, are in need of that help. We have made a difference. You have made a tremendous difference. In addition, Brotherhood has, in fact, started a program, it's started this year, of providing Shabbat dinners to 12 families in Great Neck, 12 Jewish families. The Shabbat dinners are cooked, they're kosher, they're delivered by Brotherhood members. They are families that have been identified as by Hatzilu, a well-regarded Jewish charity, and Hatzilu helps them in many, many other ways. So at this point, we could say the shelves of the pantry are full. The Shabbat dinners are going on as scheduled. The next one is September 21st. And all of this is a result of your efforts. Last year, there were 70 families who wrote checks. And those 70 families permitted Brotherhood to do this work. So it's our time to say that the funds in Brotherhood's balance are low. The piggy bank we use to Tikkun Olam is in fact empty. So we thank you in advance for your support, and it's our joy to wish everyone a happy and a healthy new year.
No better time to bring a check to feed people on the day in which we're fasting. Hint, hint. You'll be here in 9-10 days, so bring your checks on Yom Kippur. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your holy work, the work that you enable us to do holy work. Thank you. To offer our prayer, wait, which is first? I need to remember. For a congregation, isn't it? Hello? Yes, the Lemperts, Stuart and Debbie, prayer for congregation on page 270. Please come up.
Eternal presence, who blessed our mothers and fathers, bless this holy congregation, a house of study, prayer, and righteous deeds. Together we give thanks for our leaders, those who learn, teach, and uphold the Torah, inspiring others to learn, teach, and uphold the Torah, those who do the sacred work of building our community. May their service bring them joy, fulfillment, and purpose. And may they go from strength to strength.
For our members, diverse in age, interest, and background, Jews by birth, Jews by choice, and those of other faiths who join with us, all who offer their time and talent, their love and commitment. For all who come here on this holy day of Rosh Hashanah to share the search for meaning and renewal, your presence is a blessing, your friendship a gift.
And all together, may the spirit of peace, dignity,
and respect live within these walls, inspiring us to care for one another with compassion. And may we be a source of goodness, light, and healing for the world. May the one who blessed the generations before us bless us as we stand together this day, one congregation, joined with all Jewish communities of the world, through our prayers of this festival of the New Year. Let us renew ourselves for the year ahead. Let us honor the precious legacy that is ours.
And let us say,
Amen.
And now I would like to ask the Recklers, Bennett and Bonnie, to come up. As they do, I want to share a brief message before, come now, a brief message that's not in the prayer book, it's just from me. A man who risks his life, becomes a prisoner of war, sits in solitary confinement, and refuses an offer of his own freedom until every captured fellow soldier is released, is a model for our nation. the man who plans his own funeral and personally requests a eulogy from the two men who thwarted his dream of becoming a president, the president, is a model for our nation. Before we offer the prayer for our nation, led by the Recklers, let us hear the words of the two former presidents who spoke on behalf of John McCain. From George W. Bush, President Bush. He was courageous, with a courage that frightened his captors and inspired his countrymen. He was honest, no matter whom it offended. Presidents were not spared. He was honorable, always recognizing that his opponents were still patriots and human beings. He respected the dignity in every life, a dignity that does not stop at borders and cannot be erased by dictators. And from President Barack Obama, in captivity, John learned in ways that few of us ever will, how each moment, each day, each choice is a test. And John McCain passed that test again and again and again. And that's why when John spoke of virtues like service and duty, it did not ring hollow. John understood, as JFK understood, and as Ronald Reagan understood, that part of what makes our country great is that our membership is based not on our bloodline, not on what we look like, what our last names are. It's not based on where our parents or grandparents came from or how recently they arrived, but on adherence to a common creed, that all of us are created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights.
God of holiness, we hear your message. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. God of freedom, we hear your charge. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. Inspire us through your teaching and commandments to love and uphold our precious democracy. Let every citizen take responsibility for the rights and freedom we cherish. Let each of us be an advocate for justice, an activist for liberty, a defender of dignity, and let us champion the value that makes our nation a haven for those persecuted, a beacon of hope among the nations.
May our actions reflect compassion for all people within our borders and abroad. May our leaders and officials embody the vision of our founders to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We pray for courage and conscience as we aim to support our country's highest values and aspirations, the hard-won rights that define us as a people, the responsibility that they entail.
All together, let's join together.
Okay.
We pray for all who will serve our country with selfless devotion, in peace and in war, from the fields of battle to clinics and from government to the grassroots, all those whose noble deeds and sacrifice benefit our nation and our world. We are grateful for the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders ascribed to you, our Creator. We pray for their wisdom and moral strength, that we may be guardians of these rights for ourselves and for the sake of all people, now and forever. And let us say, Amen. We turn to page 274 for our prayer for the state of Israel.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'golo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'golo. Barech, barech et Medinat
ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו, הגן עליה בעברת הזדחה, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה שריה ויועציה ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו.
Just a few announcements before we conclude with a Lady One Kaddish. This
And the
afternoon,
Tikiyat Gedolah. And the final shofar call. Go for it, sorry.
we are not fair weather repenters. We will have Tashlich at Stepping Stone, 3 p.m. As I said, bring your galoshes. We'll be there.
Will we? Okay.
Also, another event outside the building, memorial service at Beth Moses Cemetery, 11 a.m. Sunday, September 16th, this coming Sunday. There's a lot going on in the foyer outside. There's very, very specific information about small groups. I know a lot of people are still, what the heck is that thing? Go, visit, read, find a way to join if it's compelling to you. Also, you will see a table that's very exciting to me under the leadership of Elliot Rosenzweig and his small but very mighty green team. We at TBE are going green, eliminating all single-use plastics. It's a great thing when you're away on sabbatical and a lay leader calls and says, we're going to do this, Rabbi. You said it, we're going to do it. So we have china, coffee cups, all of those disposable products are actually plant-based. And my unending gratitude to you, Elliot, for the hundreds, really hundreds of hours and the vision that you put into this and all those who support you. Thank you. Thanks to our green team. One other table that Mayor will speak briefly about.
Our congregational Shema, I hope you know, inspire through purpose, be known by love. We have, it's not really one purpose. There's, let's say, we're saying 6 purposes, which are all listed on this wonderful card. And you have an opportunity to deepen your own sense of purpose. Friendship, worship, caring for one another, repairing the world. Tara was just speaking about Elliot and our work as a synagogue. Learning is a mitzvah, is a purpose, as is Israel. So lean in, do in, connect.
I'm really thrilled to announce that this summer, July 14th to 24th, 2019, I will be running a women's trip to Israel. We'll be traveling across the country and visiting women who are transforming the face of Israeli society, women from all kinds of backgrounds. So please come to me, email me if you're interested. Mothers and daughters, welcome. It's also really important to know...
Y chromosomes are not welcome?
Nope, sorry.
Y chromosomes are not welcome. We'll do our own Israel experience, okay? We'll do our own. Next summer, go with Tara, though.
A year ago, after Hurricane Maria, Harrison Weinberg stood up here and talked about his connections to Puerto Rico and the need to fundraise here. You are also generous. We raised $5,000, and it's still being used via Home Depot to give families what they need, and we're able to actually access the families that are not on the radar of FEMA. So look forward to seeing photos of before and after of the homes. Pick up a flyer for the 5K run that's happening on October 7th. It's a dangerous thing to be a pedestrian in Great Neck, and that is just not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. I feel scared having my daughter walk to junior high. So we need to change the culture around here. This is about pikuach nefesh. It is the mitzvah of saving a life, and the person who's heralded this is trying to take her own tragedy and turn it into action. So please pick up a flyer. Okay. And for those checks for the St. Al's
Food.
I'm all talked out. For the food pantry, the check should be made out to Temple Beth-El, and then just in the memo put food pantry, just to be clear. And we'll hear a lot more about Grateful and all the other opportunities we have to feed local hungry people on Kol Nidre.
All of which actually help us feel more hope, right? The way we feel more hope is by acting in a more hopeful way. The way to feel more love is to give more love. The way to feel more wealthy is to give more away. Speaking of which, I want to mention, acknowledge the people who give so much time, energy, love of their resources who are on the Bima. Gloria Landsberg, Leslie Abrams, Gary Slobin, our president, Ron Epstein. You give, and Len Schiff, who's holding the Torah and made this Shema happen. You give and give and give, and I hope that you feel at least a little bit wealthier and more loved because of all that you give of love and energy and time and wisdom. Tomorrow morning, Rosh Hashanah at 2, 10 o'clock a.m., maybe we'll be in the tent, which was the goal today, maybe not. If not, we'll be in the chapel. It's a wonderful morning, and there's a lunch that we're all going to have together. It's in celebration of Rosh Hashanah.
We'll do an interactive discussion on all the stuff that I cut out of my sermon, 17 pages. So if you want to talk a little more, be glad you didn't have to hear it, but we can still talk about it. Okay.
Lastly is next week, Yom Kippur. Erev Yom Kippur, Kol Nidre is Tuesday night, right? Isn't that the day of the week? Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, of course, our service begins at 10, as always. Chapel meditations will be at 1:30 p.m. 6 of our precious family members will speak at the chapel meditations. Yizkor with our beloved Rabbi Davidson at 3 p.m. Immediately following Rabbi Davidson, we will go into our Torah service, afternoon Torah service, thinking about Jonah, the prophet Jonah, who, it's a striking thing, we as Jews, the rabbis prescribed 1,800 years ago that on the most holy day of the year, the most important day of the year, maybe, we're supposed to learn how to do the spiritual work of forgiveness, repentance and forgiveness from non-Jews. That's the Ninevites. We're supposed to learn from non-Jews on that very day. And in that spirit, we're going to have an extraordinary gift and blessing because a speaker, Daidin Umanyana, a survivor of the Rwandan genocide, is going to speak in the afternoon after Rabbi Davidson and after the Torah service at about 4:30. Daidin will be here. She's spoken at the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles, many other Jewish and non-Jewish spots. An extraordinary 26-year-old woman, I believe, who comes to teach as really a spiritual giant how to transform my life after so much pain and heartbreak we have suffered.
And then the day will conclude, as always, with Havdalah and before the open ark at 6:30. Encourage the kids to come back and stand there with us at that holy moment. And so,
where's Stu? Is Stu
we
here?
have to say some thank yous.
Stu, come up. Stu
Botwinick.
Stu, come.
Carries so much on your shoulders.
Come on, you're fast.
You're involved in everything we do, from the tiny details of the roof leakage,
our executive director,
to the vision of where we're going in the future. A consummate mensch. Your intelligence, your humor, your unflappable optimism.
Thank you.
We are so grateful for you, Stu.
Thank you.
To our maintenance staff, under the beautiful leadership of Jonathan Muniz, this year was the smoothest yet, and our admin staff, Joy Palevsky and Daphna and Joy Allen, and our newest addition, Lisa Michelle Kuchars, our new Director of Communications and Membership. Her office is right behind the Rudin Chapel. Really encourage you to get to know
Before
her.
you leave, if you can stay 2 more minutes, you're going to hear the final shofar call for any who might be leaving.
It's only
the
one
final
more
shofar
page.
call. Okay. Sorry.
Elaine Springer, you show up every week, you show up every Shabbat, and you've been here every day in the weeks leading up. Thank you. Your help is invaluable, as you know. And for all those who help in the office all year, Debbie Jansen and Ann Finkelstein and Claire Cummins-Cook and Gloria Landsberg, who kindles our yard-site lights, among so many other things, and our people that came out to enable us to make the high holidays happen. Kara Myers and Joan Miller, Jill Emanuel, Claire Cook again, Susan Heck, Nancy Lowenkron, Deborah Goldman, Fred Nauer, Chris Nauer, Lee Kaplan, and Ina Pakhtar. And to our amazing, devoted Bill Perez, Honorary Vice President. Nobody loves Temple Beth-El more than Bill. And
where is Bill?
And we love him. And we're so grateful for the inspiration he continues to provide us.
Sandy Kaplan coordinating our ushers, John Yedveb, Mike Merdad Kohanim, Stephen Hope, David Schwartz, Peter Tuffel, Bob Steinberg, Howard Roth, Elliot Tannenbach, Neil Lieberman, Donna Ganser, Howard Herman, Harvey Rylander. Are these in alphabetical order? No, they're not. Stan Levine, Andy Provder, Stephen Friedland, for all of your work. Thank you a ton. I've already said it twice. I've already done it. Thank you a ton. Oh. Jen Still, we want to thank you as well for you're doing work on so many different things. Thank you, Jen, wherever you are. Other half of Len. Elliot and Judy, Marge Cursius, Nancy Lowenkron, and Ann Finkelstein.
Did an incredible amount in the archives to get all the treasures that we have collected to celebrate for our 90th. Sharon Ross for coordinating our adult ed and just enabling so many who have stuff to teach to rise up, not only the clergy, but that's an amazing aspect. We're sharing our learning as members teach classes. Facilities support, Stu Lubert, Elliot Rosenzweig, and Steve Hope. We have a wonderful new railing in the chapel, incredibly helpful, indispensable. Our gardeners who are helping all around the building, Barbara Wexler, David Sutton, Eileen Walk, and Gail Monister. And if you've noticed, there's some new lawn ornaments. Our beloved member, Shella Pearl, has moved to California, and she has an exquisite garden, and we salvage some of the most beautiful items, and they're now greet us every time we walk in the building. So thank you, Shella. To John Hirsch, Refuah Shlema after a little fall, and Elise Koserin, the Judaica shop, and our beautiful flowers, Elise along with Sandy Lubert.
Maybe not quite last, almost last. A big thank you to Steve Coteen and Gary Kessner on organizing all these honors. It's a privilege to work with you. To all of our Torah chanters. Cantor Lappin. We want to... The music that you bring to our hearts, the heights that you help us soar to. You know, last night I was really tempted to stop and say something because of a moment that I had, and I didn't. I just pray that you all have your own moments, because it's precious. What? Yes.
Thank you to our incredible choir and to AJ Lyman for bringing, really making it sense like we are standing at Mount Sinai. Thank you to our choir and to AJ.
So, you thought it would never end, but it has. We now rise and turn to page 276. Take your program with you, read all the riches inside. 276.
Yahalelu et Shem Adonai, ki nizgov Shemo levado.
286.
עץ חיים היא, למה חזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר דרכיך, דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיך שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם. We continue with Aleinu on page 286. Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא עשנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומשתחווים ומודים ומודים.
We turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on 292, remaining standing if we're able, bringing those beloved names into our hearts and minds as we offer the Mourner's Prayer, 292. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'miran v'yalma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru.
Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom. No, not Oseh shalom. Okay, children, come on in, if there are any still out there. And we now turn to, for the final shofar blast.
Page 284.
Page 284. Yay, there's one.
Page
284.
284.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Tekiah Shevarim Teruah Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevari, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah Gedolah.
Shana Tova.
הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך אל רם ונישא הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך אל רם ונישא מבין ומאזין מביט ומקשיב לכל תקיעתנו מביט לכל תקיעתנו מבין ומאזין מביט ומקשיב סדר שופרותינו